Hello everyone, it's your friend, your boys, Jeb Black the One and Only here with another exciting live stream, and in this video we're going to be doing another writing vlog. Yo Volt, yo Godzilla, welcome to the stream, it's good to have you guys. How's your day? Do you guys have any questions for your boy and any discussion topics you'd like to talk about on the stream? Godzilla said, ooh, let's see what's coming. Volt said, what's good boys? Hey, good to see you guys. Godzilla said, hey Volt. Volt said, hey Godzilla. Don't forget to smash that like button. When it comes to updates on what we're currently working on, Kratos and I have finished Volume 1 to Heart of Heroes Superhero Multiverse. It's the first volume of our interconnected public domain superhero universe that we're creating, where anyone can offer up their own characters to be put into the book for anyone else to be able to use. Which is really exciting. Volume 1 is going to have 4 characters and 2 stories. I'm actually actively working on volume 2, like as we speak. I had a brainstorm of like a bunch of characters. By a bunch of characters, I really mean like 3. But I had sudden inspiration for multiple characters, and I'm currently working on those for volume 2. And Kratos is currently working on the cover art for volume 1. Let's see. Volt said, "How's your day going, man? Mine is going good. I'm glad to hear that. Fantastic as always. Thank you for asking." Your boy Ryan said, "Big." Godzilla said, "Oh yeah. Are we gonna use the AI Dungeon 2 thing to make the other book?" So I'm excited to use AI Dungeon 2 for us to make a public domain book that we can all publish. The question is whether or not everybody's down to do that. I'm down to do that. I imagine Kratos is down to do that. But it's up to like the people who want to play, I guess, whether or not they'd want their characters to be involved. Godzilla said, "Is there a character template? And are we doing it in the Heart of Heroes universe that you're making?" We could, but we don't have to. See, that's like the big thing. For one, with the Heart of Heroes thing, we could always create like an alternate universe where the story takes place if it doesn't fit within like the normal continuity. And the continuity is so new, it could potentially fit within the normal continuity and it'd be fine. So it all depends. Worst case scenario, alternate universe. Volt said, "Yo, that would actually be sick." Ryan said, "Native Americans are also dying at hugely higher rates." I'm sorry to hear that. Godzilla said, "I'm down to do that." Volt said, "I'd be down to help do artwork." Ooh, that'd be pretty cool. Kratos and I have been using Hero Machine in order to do artwork for the most part, which is like an online tool that helps you create superhero characters. But we are definitely open to and totally fine with receiving artwork that's not done in Hero Machine. Um, I'm excited to see what you guys would do. Let's see. Ryan said many Native Americans don't have things like running water. I'm sorry to hear that. Volt said, "Since I do graffiti." Graffiti? That sounds pretty cool. Dad said, "Can you save progress in AI Dungeon 2, or does the whole book have to be written in one sitting?" You can save progress in AI Dungeon 2, but I do feel like even in one sitting, we could probably get enough for at least a short story that could be put into like an anthology. So, regardless, I think we could still get something flowing within like one session. Also, Dad, welcome to the stream. It's good to have you. How's your day today? Do you have any questions for your boy? And do you have any discussion topics you like to talk about on the stream? Godzilla said, "Also, I have some information for my new kaiju." Let me write down anybody's ideas that they'd like to offer. So there is a template. Someone asked about if there was a template earlier. So the things that we keep track of are the name of the character, the creator, but if the creator wants to be anonymous, for example, Godzilla said he wouldn't want to be listed as the creator, then we would just put anonymous next to that. Powers, personality, alignment, suit design, occupation, and antagonist. An antagonist essentially means like who is this character up against? Who is directly against the creator? I mean, not the creator, against the character. Godzilla said, Aethatalak, the Protector. Okay, let me copy and paste this character template and let me start writing down some of your ideas. And Godzilla, you are sure that you want this character to be public domain, right? All these characters are public domain, so it makes it where anybody can use them in any way that they want. But I want to make that really clear before people start offering up characters that they may not want public domain. Let's see. Godzilla said, "This is my smallest and probably my weakest kaiju." Volt said, "By the way, are you going to be doing any more dreams?" I'm still totally interested in doing dreams content. I actually recently made a fighting game where you can like choose your character and you can pick from three different characters, which I felt like was a big jump from what I had before to where it was a fighting game where you were just stuck with the two characters that you had. Character select, I understand the logic for, but I still need to figure out how to, I guess, make it where you can have larger rosters of characters and maybe to work on larger character select screens and stuff like that. Like, I have plans for dreams. Don't worry. I'm definitely going to be doing more dream stuff. I'm just more in a writing mood right now. I've been more hyped to write stuff and to collab with you guys. Let's see, Godzilla said, "But I think I love him." And he said, "Yeah, sure, anybody can use this." He said, "It was already in the public domain for me. If I told anyone about these things, they could use them." Okay, ballin'. I'm gonna have to go back to where you said the name of the character and write it back down. Eighth Talak, the Protector. Created by Anonymous, because you do not want to be directly credited, and that's fine. What are the powers of Aethatalak? Let's see. Volt said we could do species too, right? Because I have a few different ideas for species that I'd love to see used. Ooh, we can add a section for species, but then my question would be, we could do species. We could do species. Hold on. Let me add a section for that like right now. While I'm trying to add a section for that, Godzilla, let me know about like the powers that you'd want. Let's see. Godzilla said Aetha Talak has a bunch of powers. Well, hit me up. Like, and then Godzilla said like his main power, force fields. Okay, so he's gonna have force field generation. Let's see. Kratos said live reaction to the cover art. Yeah, I'm down to see the cover art live on stream. And then I can give you guys my opinion on it. Kratos has been working on the cover art for Volume 1. So let's see. Godzilla said a large force field to protect him and his allies from attacks. Okay. Ballin'. That's actually going to be like the second character in this particular volume that has force field based abilities, which is really interesting. The other character is this character, Pasel Asvero, who is like a spellbook curator who has a big focus on like force field manipulation and generation. Let's see, Godzilla said another one is Horn Laser. Um, Laser projection. Well, I could say the ability to fire lasers from his horns. Okay, let's see. Volt said, "Oh, and on the note of artwork, I'm not extremely good at drawing the human body, but if I took a whole day to practice, I'd get it down." No worries at all. Like we're there, we're not judging here. I know I can't draw for shit, so you got this. Like whatever you do is better than what I would do. Fire lasers from his horns. Does he have one horn or multiple horns, Godzilla? Kratos said he sent the cover on Facebook. Godzilla said, "I don't know how to draw very good." No problem, my guy. What I'm likely going to do, Godzilla, for your character, um, I can try my best to draw a monster, but I'm using Hero Machine, and Hero Machine is more for humanoid characters. If your character has a human form and they transform into a giant monster, I could draw the human form pretty well in Hero Machine. The monster part, someone else might have to illustrate because I don't really have the skill for that. Let's see. Godzilla said, interesting. So Kratos has designed a cover for Heart of Heroes Volume 1, and I like how he gave each character their own space on the cover. I think that's pretty cool. And I like that you have the title information on the cover. Though I will say, Kratos, you don't have to do the title information on the cover thing because Amazon forces us to put title information on the cover anyways. So then we're gonna have like the title in multiple places. So if you wanted to, Kratos, you could actually remove the like Heart of Heroes part in the Volume 1 part, because that's already going to be on it. Because Amazon has you like pick from these different layouts and then like have the text laid out with one of its pre-made layouts. Also, based on your design, I have a very interesting idea for how I'm gonna put the text. Kratos said, "Ew, that's gross." It's not that bad. It's not that bad. Um, I'm curious if there is a way for us to use your cover as is without the layouts. I would have to see. Let's see. Godzilla said, he said, I'm gonna ask the people. Should my big monster have a human form? That is a good question. Also, let me set up a species section. What do you think should be the template for the species section? There's going to be a new section, something that we didn't have before. Kratos said, okay, it's not that bad if you can choose the layout. You can kind of choose it. Like, we're talking like pre-selected layouts. And then Ryan said, so it can sex? If your giant monster can become a person, therefore it can sex. That was the thing in that one dragon CGI cartoon that Cartoon Network came out with. I think it's called Fire Breather or something. In that, Homeboy's dad is like a giant dragon, but he could somehow smash his mom because the main character is like a half dragon, half human. Godzilla said, I guess, and he said, I don't know. I mean, worst case scenario, if there are any details in your character that you're not sure about, um, I can always like try and fill in the blanks. Like I can do like some editing. Like if you want, we could have it have like a giant form. Like I could draw your character as a more humanoid character who still has horns and energy projection and stuff like that. But then we could say that one of his powers is that he has like a giant monstrous transformation. Like he has the ability to transform into a giant monsterized version of himself. Yo, Kaylee, welcome to the stream. It's good to have you. How's your day today? Do you have any questions for your boy and any discussion topics you'd like to talk about on the stream? Lead to transform into a giant monsterized version of himself. And then Godzilla said like a more humanoid form, but having the kaiju-like aspects. Volt said species. Name, the Trasokill. Appearance, they look like frogs with humanoid limbs with dark blue or red stripes that fall down the back. They are extremely violent and they reproduce by injecting a victim with eggs. Okay, so I think I understand what we want. For species, the template will be name, appearance, and notable features. Or, yeah, additional details would be like a better descriptor for that instead of notable features. But real quick, let me set up the species one. Because we've never had that before. And then, well, real quick, let me set up species template, and then we'll set up a species section, and then I'll actually add your species levels to this. Excuse me. Let's see. Kratos said also, can I post the cover art into the group chat? Yeah, no problem, dude. That's totally fun. The book is hopefully going to be submitted for publishing like tonight. And I think the cover art would actually be really cool to share just in general. I'll probably post it to the YouTube channel as well, like in the community tab. Ryan said, watch that Fire Breather movie. It's about kaiju. It is actually. The Fire Breather movie, I remember being pretty good. My mom actually bought it on DVD. Bolt said they use a tentacle that comes from their mouth to force eggs into the victim's respiratory system. My goodness. It reminds me of Alien a little bit, the way it's been described so far. Curtis said, thank you. I'm really proud of it. I definitely vibe with it for sure. Godzilla said, so they're like frog xenomorph things? Yeah, I was also getting like that xenomorph vibe off of them. I do think it's cool. Let's see. And then Bolt said, kinda. It's interesting that it's a tentacle that comes from their mouth instead of like a tongue. Like I imagine a humanoid frog, but then it has like a squid-like tentacle that shoots out, which seems interesting. So we have name, appearance. Um, how'd you do it before? Let me scroll back up. You had name, appearance, and then additional details. That was pretty much, yeah, all we had for like species. That's fine, yeah. So let's see. So that's the species template, and then we're going to add heading 2. Well, not heading 2. It'd be heading 1, and then we have like the actual species section. And then now I'm going to add the species that Volt came up with. It would be cool to actually draw the species that you described. Let's see. Kratos said, "Did you notice that some parts of the characters pop out of their section?" I did. I noticed that at the top, your villain's hands actually like cross over the barriers. On the sides, the character's hands also cross over their respective barriers. And I really like how the character that you place at the bottom actually has their staff emerging out of both sides of the barrier, and their head goes over the barrier. So I feel like you did like a pretty solid job. I dig it. I like how each section is kind of color coordinated with the character, and I do think it kind of pops. Let's see. Vanessa Brooks said hi. Yo, Vanessa Brooks. Welcome to the stream. It's good to have you. How's your day today? Do you have any questions for your boy, and do you have any discussion topics you'd like to talk about on the stream? Let's see. Oh, I was just about to add the new species that Volt came up with. Also, Volt, you're okay with this species being public domain, right? Also, thank you for smashing that like button. Truly appreciate it. I just want to make sure that everyone's aware that if you submit something. Oh, in Creator, duh. I don't know how I forgot that Creator would be a part of the template. Also, Volt, how do you want to be credited? Do you want to be anonymous, or do you want to be credited as the creator of the species? Because if you're credited, not only will you be credited inside of the book, but you'll be credited on the Amazon page as a creator. Let's see. So I'm going to leave that space. I'll just put Volt for now. Let me know if you want me to change it. Like if you want like you could even have like a social media handle if you wanted to, because I'm trying to figure out if people didn't want to share their name but they still wanted people to be able to find them and know that they made the thing, you know. Anyways, so frog-like humanoid with dark red or dark blue stripes down the back. Let's see. And then for additional details, they are extremely violent. I almost want to change additional details to be like behavior and then additional details. So you know like how these creatures normally behave in the wild, and then you can have additional details about stuff that they do. Or maybe like unique traits could be the last part. So it's like name, creator, appearance, behavior, unique traits. So let's do that. I think that allows for a little bit more flavor. Let's see. Unique traits. So extremely violent, reproduces by, well, first, projectile tentacle tongue, I think is pretty cool. I'm gonna add that under unique traits first. Reproduces by forcing eggs into the throats of other species using its tentacle tongue. A. Okay, now let me scroll through and catch up. Sorry about the delay. I just wanted to make sure that I got everything down. Let's see, Volt said, I have a whole ass universe of these creatures I've been thinking of for my horror games. I've been really getting into doing Lovecraftian themed horror games. Ooh, that sounds pretty cool. Kaylee's actually a big fan of horror stuff. She might be into that. Kratos said, thank you. It all took a lot more work than you'd think. Oh, trust me, I'm aware that it took like a good bit of work because you've been working on this since like you got off work. Like we've been talking while you've been working on it. So I know that it's taken like a good bit. I like the snowflakes that you put around your character at the bottom of the cover. You guys can't see the cover yet. I'll share it on the community tab soon so you guys will be able to see it. But I do like that. And I like the lightning bolts that you put around your villain character at the top as well. I think that's welcome to the stream. It's good to have you. How's your day today? Do you have any questions for your boy? And any discussion topics you like to talk about on the stream? Greta said, hello, Vanessa. How are you doing? Godzilla said, H.P. Lovecraft is a really good place to start for creature design. Vanessa Brooks said, I'm doing good. Hi, Kratos. That's good to hear, Vanessa Brooks. Kratos said, yay, that's great to hear. Volt said, yep, everything I say as an idea would be used as public domain. That's fine. And yeah, I'm fine with being credited. Ballin, do you want to be credited as Volt or do you want to be credited in some other way? Mike said, what's up? Nothing much. Hey, how are you doing? Welcome. Let's see. Godzilla said, wait. Oh, what's up, Godzilla? Is everything okay? Volt said, projectile tentacle tongue is the perfect way to state it. I'm glad that you vibe with that description. Kratos said, thank you. Volt said, yeah, credit me as Volt. Oh, ballin'. Okay. So we now have a new race added. Godzilla said, yeah, everything is fine. Godzilla, let's get back to your character that we were working on. Aethatalak the Protector. So we gave him 3 powers: force field generation, the ability to fire lasers from his horns, the ability to transform into a giant monsterized version of himself. So those were the 3 that we have. Personality. Normally for personality, we give like 1 word descriptions, but we'll have like multiple 1 words. Like a character could be like compassionate, but they also could be kind of spiteful. Like you just kind of throw in little descriptor adjectives. You don't have to have like a paragraph, and the reader can kind of piece together what all that means. Because keep in mind, we create these characters so that people can kind of drop them into any world. So they're not too detail heavy when it comes to stuff like this, so that people can use their imagination to flesh it out. But we still try and add the descriptors so that people can get an idea of what we wanted for the character. So Godzilla said, Guardian, Strange, Explorer. So let's see. So that sounds like a character that's adventurous, protective, and strange. Strange just works. Unless you want to say like eccentric. It kind of goes either way. Someone can be strange. Let's see. Next up is alignment. So alignment is your character like a hero or a villain? Um, like how would you describe them? They could be like an anti-hero. So Godzilla said chaotic good. Okay. I'll just put chaotic good. Suit design. So suit design would be if you were describing this character's like costume for their human form, what would that look like? And I can try and do whatever you describe. I normally give characters like a 2-tone color scheme, so you have like 2 main colors throughout the outfit. But this is actually where you can kind of go hard with the details because based on what you give is what I'll then try and create in Hero Machine. Or someone else can draw if they're interested. I'm definitely willing to like give a crack at it. Like, Kratos said, "So Nick, are we using the same characters in Volume 2? Just not reintroducing them in the character section?" So I guess that's a good question, Kratos, because it wouldn't be hard for us to copy and paste over the characters, or at least I hope it wouldn't. My brain suddenly was like, sometimes aligning the characters to where it doesn't fuck up the formatting can be difficult. Um, Do you think we should just copy and paste the characters from Volume 1 and put them in Volume 2? And then Volume 2 will have all the new guys and all the old guys? So that with each volume, the character section just gets like bigger and bigger as we build up the universe? Because I'm totally fine with doing it either way. If you separate the characters per volume, then it makes it where people need to read all the volumes to know about all the characters. But if you keep all the characters in every volume, but maybe not all the stories, then you make it where no matter what volume you read, you get a good understanding of all the characters in the universe, but you have to read all the volumes to get the full story. So again, we could go either way with it for real. Let's see. Volt said, "So is dude basically a half kaiju?" I'm not sure if Godzilla's really going into detail about whether or not he's like a half kaiju or someone who has the power to transform into a kaiju. Um, Maybe it's the kaiju that has the power to transform into a person. You know, that it could be the other way around actually. Beth said, "Hey y'all, how's everyone today?" Yo, Beth, welcome to the stream. It's good to have you. Don't forget to smash that like button. How's your day today? Do you have any questions for your boy and any discussion topics you'd like to talk about on the stream? Kratos said, "Yeah, good point. I think we should copy them." Okay, I will copy them like right now. Godzilla said, "I want it to be full kaiju, but I guess it's half kaiju or more kaiju shifter." Godzilla said, "I think it was a kaiju that turned into a person." Ah. I'm gonna go back up to where we were talking about his like powers, and I'm gonna say the ability to transform into a giant monsterized version of himself. I am gonna change that to the ability to transform into a less monstrous humanoid version of himself. Yeah. And then the image can be of when he's like shifted down rather than the idea of him shifting up. That way, the character is normally a kaiju, but can become small if they want to. Volt said it's a kaiju that has the ability to take the form of the species from a planet. And he said, then Godzilla said that can turn back into a kaiju. Kratos said, "So do I have to introduce new characters?" And then he said, "Make new characters, I mean." We don't have to make new characters. I've been on a big character trip as of recent. And people are also introducing like new species and stuff like that. So we can do new characters. We don't have to do new characters. Godzilla said one of the powers is telepathic speaking. Okay, I'll give it telepathy. Do 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 do. Watcher Coin said, "Hi, yo, Watcher. Welcome to the stream. It's good to have you. How's your day today? Do you have any questions for your boy and any discussion topics you'd like to talk about on the stream? Also, don't forget to smash that like button. Truly appreciate it." Volt said, "Maybe a new dimension even." Do do do. Beth said, "Can we talk about our D&D characters? Lol." Well, remember, characters that we share on this stream, we're talking about characters that we're interested in putting into the public domain to offer into the book. You can feel free to kind of talk about whatever characters you want. I would specify if you do start describing a character, whether or not you want it added to the book or not added to the book. I think it would be easier to avoid confusion to not talk about anything that you wouldn't want added to the book, but I'm not going to say that you can't talk about things you don't want added to the book. Volt said you could possibly do anything, Kratos. Watercoin said, "Why are pizzas round?" I'm not sure if that's like a riddle or just a question, but not all pizzas are round. Kratos said, "I'm more on a story kick right now." He said, "I'm excited to continue the story." Well, hey, I'm totally down for continuing the story. Um, so we've given your character 4 powers. We've filled out some personality traits. We've done the alignment. Um, so Godzilla, what was your character's suit design, which is something we could come back to or skip. That could be something that I filled in later if you wanted me to. Um, what's your character's occupation, and who is your character fighting? Like, who's your character's like antagonist? And you don't have to name anyone specific. You could be like he's facing off against the military, or he's facing off against those who threaten his territory. You know, you can kind of be vague with it, and then writers can kind of do whatever they want. based off of that vague description, but it gives them an idea of who that character fights. Kratos said, so Nick, I think in Volume 2 you should introduce the fact that there's a school in your city and Stellaria can be a transfer student from that school. I mean, we could definitely do that. The city that I introduced in Volume 1 is called Miss Tech City. So you could have your character be from like Miss Tech University or Miss Tech High or whatever you wanted to do on that, and that totally work. Let's see. WatcherCoin said, "Why are ogres like onions? Because they got layers." Godzilla said, "It is censoring my character." Wait, what is censoring your character? What happened? Oh, you're talking about the YouTube chat is like stopping you. I see. I don't know why it does that sometimes. Kaylee said, "Is there a strawberry hero?" Not yet, but if you'd like to add one, we definitely could. As long as you're comfortable with it being added to the public domain. So let's see, suit design. So it has a pink and red color scheme. That hits different. I like it. Let's see. Spikes all over. Mask looks like the creature from the Black Lagoon. That's so specific. I monstrous mask. I don't know how well I can get like the creature in the Black Lagoon because I'm limited to what Hero Machine gives. Plus, as a part of making everything in the book public domain, I'm gonna try my best not to make direct references to things that aren't in the public domain, if that makes sense. So I'm gonna stick with the monstrous mask thing for now. And then Godzilla said, "Wait, my costume. No problem, my guy. I got you. I just wrote all that down. Oops. I accidentally put in an equal sign randomly. Oh, what is your character's occupation and what is your character's antagonist that like your character wants to face off against?" Beth said, "I want to contribute a character, but I have writer's block." No problem. I mean, this is a project that Kratos and I are interested in pursuing into the like conceivable future, like something that we want to continually grow over time. So you have plenty of opportunities to do so if you're down. Let's see. Kratos said, "Not yet, Kaylee." Beth said, "Someone cure me of writer's block, lol." WatcherCoin said, "How tall are you?" I think 5'10" or 5'9". I'm not really that tall. Like, I have friends who are like 6 foot and stuff like that. Um, so, I don't know. Kaylee said, "Beth, make a character based off of a song you like." Ooh, that's an interesting premise. Kratos said, "Beth, make a superhero whose powers revolve around writer's block." Then Beth said, "Thank y'all. That's interesting." Godzilla said, "Occupation unemployed, but he says he's the guardian of the small ones." That's an interesting detail. Unemployed and self appointed guardian of the small ones, in quotes. Let's see. My chair keeps squeaking when I like shift back and forth. An antagonist. Who is this character trying to swap hands with? Kaylee said, "I am a smaller one." A smaller strawberry? Oh, your boy Volt came out with like a whole other species. I got you, Volt. Give me one moment to add to the species list. I need to add Mageborn to the species list. I created the Mageborn in Volume 1, but at the time we didn't have a whole section for species. Let's see. So let me hit up Volt's new species. So they're called the Bracos. So let's see. Creators Volt. Appearance. So let's see. Hard, almost metallic shell. Tall and slim. Let's see. Well, I should make that all one line. Tall and slim, often exceeding 7 feet tall. Let's see. Then we go into behavior. Benign. Hmm. So it's like almost always benign, except when seen by a person. Interesting. Constantly hiding. Mostly benign. Hostile when spotted. Okay. Ballin'. Beth said technically based on the Pokemon theme song. Um, okay, is that what you're gonna try and base a character on? WatcherCoin said, "What is happening?" So this is the writing vlog. So my friend Kratos and I, aka Tyler Hall, have been working on creating public domain books where we list a bunch of superhero character descriptions and illustrations, and we write a bunch of superhero stories, and then we try to make those available for anyone to use and remix in any way they want by publishing them to the Amazon store. And through these vlogs, we can all work together in order to try and create characters and add them to the public domain for more people to use. That way, the collaboration isn't just Kratos and I, it's like anyone can participate in it together. Let's see. Bolt said if seen, they go into a blind rage, often stalking their prey till the prime time to strike, leaving behind a bloody body that's unrecognizable to others. Extremely hostile when spotted, to the point of mercilessly hunting and viciously mutilating whoever spotted them. Cool. Beth said you skipped the comment before that. Keep in mind, Beth, sometimes YouTube will censor you. So I don't think I skipped anything. I just think YouTube didn't post what you put. Because I'm looking back and I can see where you said thanks, y'all. And then the next thing is you saying technically based on the Pokemon theme song. Like the in between is not there. Unless, aha, hold on. I'm gonna change the live chat settings and let me see if it's still, like if there is one in here. So I changed the live chat settings to show all messages and it still doesn't show yours. So I think yours got censored, Beth. Why it got censored, who knows? It's something that seems to happen from time to time. YouTube's kind of funky. But don't blame me. You can always look in the live chat to see if your message is there, rather than to assume that I skipped it. Though I can miss messages, but I don't think I did in this case. Ryan said, Kay, how tall are you? Beth said, can you scroll up and look at it? It didn't appear. Kaylee said 10 feet, and then Kaylee said, Beth, I think your other message didn't go through. Watcher said, so I can make a character? You can, but keep in mind that if you do create a character, that your character will be put into the public domain. So for this book in particular, and for the books that we create on here, we're creating characters that anyone can use for any purpose. So if you do submit a character, just recognize that everyone will have the right to do whatever they want with it. Let's see, Beth said, that is what I sent before. So it still doesn't show any additional content. It just may not be getting through. I don't know. How do you guys normally get around that? Because Godzilla had an issue with that earlier with his character, but he eventually was just able to submit it. Let's see. Then Beth said, yo, Volt. I noticed that your character had, like, behavior and an appearance, um, but it didn't have, like, a... It felt like the unique traits almost fell in with the other things. Excuse me. Like the metallic shell seems like a unique trait, but that would go into appearance. And then the hostile behavior thing is also like more of an appearance thing. Well, not an appearance thing. That's a behavior thing. So I guess what I'll put for now for unique traits is like NA, just at the moment. Godzilla said, I got rid of a part of my thing. He said, another part I added but then was removed, which made YouTube happy, was the word slimy. So it didn't like the word slimy. That's interesting. Beth said, my idea for a character is one that creates animals. Okay. Beth said, did this go through? That did go through. Um, do you mind if we go into more detail about like what that means? As well as like shaping your character. So we know that your character wants to create animals with their power. That's cool. Um, Along with just the power descriptions, we also like having the character have like a name, a personality, an alignment, a suit design, an occupation, and an antagonist. And we can step through all those one at a time to build up to like fixing the character. Well, not fixing, but like shaping the character. So you don't have to know all that all at once. My boy Watcher put in the entire alphabet and then he said, and Elmo. Don't forget Elmo. Elmo's right before Wumbo in the alphabet. Oh, Godzilla. Who's the antagonist of your character? We still actually haven't gotten to that point yet for Godzilla. Like, who is he trying to fight? Or who is trying to fight him? Beth said, can we do this during the 10 to 11? She said, I gotta scoop cat litter. If that's what you want to do, Beth, that's totally fine. Then Godzilla said, ooh, yeah. Um, and then Godzilla said, I looked up what ate oxalotls. Interesting. What does eat oxalotls? And he said, I found birds. Huh. So probably some evil, a big ass bird. Okay. There's a type of cryptozoological creature called like a thunderbird, which are essentially just big ass monster birds. So I'm going to say like thunderbirds are his natural predator. Let's see. Volt said, yeah, I don't know what would put for unique traits. To me, it's basically a metal Bigfoot. Ooh, that's kind of cool. Kratos said, I'm back. Sorry for disappearing. No problem, Kratos. The thing that got me like hella surprised is Kratos appeared in the Google Doc that I was editing for Volume 2 and he started highlighting shit. And I was like, I didn't expect it. Godzilla said, so probably some evil ass Big Bird. And then you said King Thunderbird is his biggest nemesis. Interesting. Okay, I can add that. Where are we at? Wait, where'd it go? What is Kratos doing? Oh, there it is. Okay. Thunderbirds are his natural predator. His arch nemesis is the king of the Thunderbirds. I have to look over my phone because it's like blocking front of my screen. Let's see. Kratos said, I figured it'd throw you off. And then Godzilla said, Kratos is doing something. Watchercoin said, chicken nuggies are my predator. Hey, Kaylee's a fan of chicken nuggies. I don't know what Kratos is doing. He's changing like the color of like certain letters. But why? But why? Let's see. Kaylee said mine too. Let's see. Volt said, would you plan on making a book for villains at some point? So we actually have made some villain characters. So don't be afraid to add in villains. That's like already a thing. And Kratos said, to mess with you, of course. Oh, okay. Understandable. I still need to add Mageborn to the species list. Which I could probably do pretty quickly, actually. I'm not gonna add... Should we add humans? I don't really think adding humans would be necessary. I feel like everybody knows who humans are. Mageborn. Which I I think I've been making 2 words. Let's see. Oh, Kratos. Could you help paste in the characters from Volume 1 at the beginning of the character list for Volume 2? I was going to do that, and then I realized I didn't have Volume 1 open. Let's see. So the appearance of the Mageborn. Thank you kindly, Kratos. I appreciate it. Godzilla said we should add humans for people who want to be humans. I feel like humans are implied to exist, though. Like, if we don't add humans, are people like, humans don't exist? Humans don't exist if they're not listed. Like, I feel like whenever I add a human section to, like, one of my books, it just feels weird. Because you're trying to describe what makes a person different from the creatures. But everybody knows what a human is. You know what I mean? WatcherCoin said, add a mango cult. You know, we don't have a section for just like organizations, but I do think that's like an interesting idea. Let's see, Volt said humans are basic, and then he said it feels assumed. I agree, it does feel assumed. And then Godzilla said add humans, and then say we all know what a human is. I do feel like that'd be very like tongue in cheek, I suppose. Like that's something that we could do. I looked up and I realized that I think Kratos is adding all the characters like one at a time, which is interesting. I didn't expect that. I'm surprised he didn't like do that hard like highlight and just copy all the characters and paste them. Because when I saw the character get added to the list, I was like, one guy? I was like, what happened? Let's see, Volt said that would be dope. It'd be a way to make a lore for the universe. Godzilla said, okay, I finished the art for the monster form. Word? Oh, yo. If you submit it through the amino, I can add it in. Volt said it would be. Kratos said, because you can't copy pictures like that. Word? What? You can't copy pictures with the big drag? Hashtag big drag? Let's see. Mageborn. A variety of appearances ranging for ranging from human with ranging from essentially human to completely monstrous. Yeah. And then behavior. I'm gonna say variable. Unique traits. Possess the ability to cast spells and to use enchanted items, which is something that specifically the Mageborn can do. At least in Mistech City, that's a thing. WatcherCoin said, any mafias, eh? I do think it would be cool to add like an organizations group, but similar to what we did with species, we would need to like set up that template. Like, what is the template for organizations? Godzilla said, okay, can you check the amino? Yeah, I can check the amino. Also, after the stream, in the description box below, I am going to have links to all the books that we've worked on so far, and a link to the amino to where you guys can submit character ideas and species ideas. And I'm also going to have the email address that we're using for you guys to do character submissions as well, if you guys want to email us your ideas directly. But let me check the nickabenson Nation amino real quick and check out Godzilla's artwork. Do 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 do. I'm like, am I not signed in? Right now, I just want to see the latest post. Here we go. Awesome. So I'm going to copy the image that you posted into the amino. I'm just going to paste that right in for your character. So if I can find where your character's at, I'm actually in a section right now, and I always put the images above the character names, but Kratos likes to put it below the character names, um, which is fine. I think it's interesting that we use different formats. There we go, and your image has now been added to the book. Godzilla said I use Microsoft Paint, so it's not very good. There's nothing wrong with that, Godzilla. I think it's cool, and I feel like that definitely fits the description that you gave. It'll also help advise me for how I'm going to do the Hero Machine version. And also, congratulations, Godzilla. You're now going to be credited. Well, I guess you're not. You want to be anonymous. So never mind. I was about to say you're about to be an illustrator and an author credit, but anonymous. So no. But that's all right. Boop, 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 boop. Let's see. So far, volume 2 is already at like 42 pages. Kaylee said, what about a character named Gregory the Thirsty? Kaylee, are you down to make a character? We have a template, so you can like go ham and add a character, and if you want to, that's totally fine. Did you know in DC Comics there's a character called Funky Flashman who has the ability to sell anything? Like that's his power. Godzilla said, Kratos said, I really hope we don't encounter the Seluxus problem. The Seluxus problem is quite gross. So that was an issue that we had where Kratos had created a character and the illustration for said character wouldn't line up correctly. And that was kind of gross. Um, that was one of my reservations about adding everybody, like going back and adding all the characters from the previous volumes, because it's kind of cringy if it like doesn't work. But we'll see how this goes. What? Your boy Volt already has another species set up. Okay, Volt did say he had like a whole universe of these species down. So let's go to the species template and start adding in these characters. Well, not characters, but the species. Okay. So where are we at? So they're called Aeternum Look? Aeternum Look. It's interesting that look is in the name. Oh, wait. He's just saying that's the appearance section. I was like, they're called Aeternum Looks. So behavior, ranges of behavioral patterns because of their immense intelligence, but they often don't care for other forms of life. Interesting. Oh wait, the look is NA? That's fascinating actually. The appearance is non-applicable. You can't see them. Don't care for other forms of life. Okay, special attributes. They live, and then it got cut off. Kaylee said, wacky waving inflatable tube guy. Ryan said, Kaylee lied about her height. Volt said, live for what seems like an eternity and are often seen as gods. Live for, let's see. Seemingly immortal? Well, it's weird to say seemingly immortal. Um, Extremely long lifespan. Because the way that you describe it is that, like, they seem to live forever, but not necessarily that they do. And then, often perceived as gods. Fascinating. Kaylee said, no, I'm 10 feet tall. Volt said, Kaylee, it's bad to lie. Godzilla said, Kaylee is Bigfoot confirmed. Kaylee's like, Ryan said, I'm a smaller one, said Kay. Volt said, not that you can't see them, but they can have any appearance. They don't have a set appearance. Oh, well then, for appearance, we could always put like shapeshifter, and now they can look like anything. Kaylee said 10 feet is small for my species. Godzilla said, I think my drawing is kind of cute. I do too. Let's see. So we now have a shape-shifting godlike race. Kaylee said, Godzilla, do you make really cute drawings? And then Godzilla said, thanks. And we have 4 minutes left in the stream. It's been popping though. I've been enjoying it. Kratos said, I swear Google Docs stay frustrating me with how they format everything. If you want, Kratos, we could try to not paste all the characters in. Because Google Docs, it makes the drawing part so difficult when you want to like position characters in a very specific way. So I feel that frustration. Like I get you, like in my bones. Kratos said, too late. It's not too late. It's not hard for us to go back and just go, nah, we're not gonna do it. Like it's up to us. But it does look like you almost have all the characters in, so I understand where you're coming from. Now, Kratos, I think the thing that gets us in trouble with the characters is that Kratos specifically will be like, so the image will come in like not centered and not of like a particular size, and Kratos will be like, scoot, begin, and it's like, oh no, because whenever he does that, I feel like Google Docs goes, ooh, I'm getting ready to fuck up. I'm waiting for it. Kratos said the magic word, and begin. Okay, so Godzilla would like to add kaijus, which we should, because there's just straight up a kaiju character. So let me grab that species template. So the species name is going to be kaiju. As Kratos edits by like adding the stuff, sometimes when I type, the whole screen will like shift, and I'm like, ah, new things have been added. Let's see. So kaiju, created by anonymous. Appearance. Old and strange creatures mostly went extinct. Most kaijus who are alive are hellbent on world domination. Again, and ending what they call the smaller ones. No, you're fine, Kratos. No problem. Kratos said, I'm sorry. You're good, dude. So, behavior. Most are hellbent on world domination and the destruction of smaller life forms. That they refer to as small ones. Let's see. Appearance, variable, but normally extremely large, monstrous, and then unique traits, possess a variety of incredible abilities. There we go. So I have added the kaijus. Let's see. Beth said, "Are you saying you're okay with me developing my character during the 10 to 11?" Yeah, I'm fine with us talking about like your character during the 10 to 11 and adding it to the book. I'm about to end the stream because we've been going for like an hour. Bolt said, I might as well start making games about this new universe. Ooh, that sounds pretty dope. Also, Kratos said, I did it. Hey, congratulations, Kratos. as long as all those characters are like within their margins and everything, like nobody's like too big to where they're outside of the box or whatever, and as long as the Kindle Direct Publishing doesn't have a fit, then we should be good. We should be good on all those characters being added in. And now this volume two, we haven't written any story for it yet. It's 60 pages. It's already 60 pages. So this is gonna be pretty litty. But I need to start submitting volume one for publishing and getting the cover art done. And I need to read the new Batman comic that came out today and write a review for it. So stay tuned, my guy. Let's see, Godzilla said it says you started 9 minutes ago. Never mind, it says 60 minutes now. Volt said, lol, you're welcome. Yo, thank you all for watching. If you guys like this video, make sure to smash that like button, favorite, comment, subscribe, and ding ding ding. Ring that notification bell to be notified whenever you do these live streams. Your friend, your boy, Jeff, like the one only long out. Peace. Stay tuned. I'm gonna do a comic review stream at 11 p.m. Central Daylight Time. I'll see you guys then. Check it again.